Hey, folks, Deb Goodrich with Around Kansas. Thought we'd do some more browsing books. This time I wanted to talk about some kids' books. This is a Kansas reading book from 100 years ago, copyrighted in 1925, actually original copyright in 1918. The kids love this, and it's got these wonderful classics like The Little Red Hen, The Boy and the Goat, The Wee Wee Woman, and that is the kids' favorite. We read that every night. The Gingerbread Boy. My favorite is The Old Woman and Her Pig. And this is a story my granny used to tell me when I was a kid. And then it sort of fell out of favor. You know, it was like it wasn't published anymore. Maybe because people couldn't relate to it. An old woman found a sixpence. What shall I do? I will buy a pig. So she bought a pig. On the way home, they came to a stile. The old woman said, "Pig, pig, jump over the stile." The pig said, "I will not jump over the stile." The old woman went on till she met a dog. Dog, dog, bite the pig. So it's one of those crazy stories. And look at these beautiful illustrations. It really doesn't make any sense. But do kids even know what a stile is? And maybe even country kids don't know, a stile was a way to get over a fence. I don't know. But the wee wee woman in her wee wee bed, and it ends with her finding something in her cupboard that says boo. Look at these illustrations. Aren't they awesome? Just beautiful. But the kids love reading that one every single night. Now this one is absolutely beautiful. Bird Children. This was published in 1913, and since that was all in Roman numerals, I actually had to Google that because it's been a while since class, and I couldn't remember how to calculate the Roman numerals, or I didn't trust my memory. Look at these illustrations. Now see the little bird children? They're actually human faces and these little bird children. Aren't those something? So one of those weird things. But one of the things I like about this book is the vocabulary. There is no bird that can compare with bird of paradise so fair, with golden plumage all aglow. She is first cousin to the crow. So words like plumage, they're not afraid of using words that are a little more difficult. And here, the rook and the stork. So birds that aren't necessarily real common to the kids in Oakley, Kansas. So it's just an absolutely beautiful book. And that one's in Lloyd, this one is in pretty good shape. I don't know how good a shape it'll be in after we read it for a while. This one, on the other hand, cover came off. Chuck, Connie, and Lady Rabbit. Isn't that is a frameable cover. I love this cover. And this was published in 1917. So this one is over 100 years old. And for all you people who shout in your text messaging, look at that. This book is written in all caps. Is that not hilarious? "Hello, Long Whiskers," called out Lady Rabbit. This is a really odd story, but the kids enjoyed it. It's not one we read every day, but the kids enjoyed it. But the favorite has to be Frog and Toad Together. And this is just a classic. And of course, this one's not that old. Copyright 1971. And a lot of you probably grew up reading Frog and Toad, a list. And one morning, Frog woke up and made a list. And that is one of my favorite stories because it's like he writes his list so he can mark everything off. Woke up, got dressed. And when he loses his list, he doesn't know what to do. So he just sits down and eventually they take a nap. It's priceless. And then the cookies. He made cookies and he took them over to Toad. These are the best cookies. And they're just eating and eating till they're going to be sick. And they're We must stop eating. Yes, said Frog, reaching for another cookie. We need willpower. What is willpower? Very good question. So Frog put the cookies in a box. There, he said. Now we will not eat the cookies. But we can open the box, said Toad. That is true, said Frog. Frog tied some string around the box. There, he said. Now we will not eat any more cookies. But we can cut the string and open the box, said Toad. That is true, said Frog. Frog got a ladder. This is where the kids crack up. He put the box on a high shelf. There, said Frog. Now we will not eat any more cookies. But we can climb the ladder and take the box down from the shelf and cut the string and open the box, said Toad. That is true, said Frog. Frog climbed the ladder and took the box down from the shelf. He cut the string and opened the box. He took the box outside, shouted in a loud voice, Hey, birds, here are cookies. And, of course, the birds came and ate them. And then they decided that they would go bake a cake because they didn't have any cookies left. Yeah, great moral to that story. So these are just some of the wonderful books from a long time ago. These, I pick them up at the secondhand store for next to nothing, and they're just beautiful books. And they may not be in the best of shape, but the stories are wonderful, and the kids can handle them and read them over and over. And Frog and Toad, we have taped some of these pages together because they've kind of worn out, so we've had to tape pages together. You know, it's better to use the books and love them and love the stories than to have them sitting on a shelf in pristine condition. Isn't that right, Lloyd Zimmer? I'm Deb Goodrich. I'll see you somewhere around Kansas, probably with a really cool book.